Hey, it's Benji Cole, son of Al Cole from CBS Radio and host of People of Distinction, the talk that gives an in-depth view of some of the most dynamic, intelligent, and successful people on the planet. Run to our website, peopleofdistinction.org for more info, or you can always email me directly at benji@alcoleenterprises.com. And on the line with us today, we have Satwinder Vig. We'll be discussing his fantastic book, Moonlighting to Spirituality. Available for purchase through Amazon as well as barnesandnoble.com or directly through the publishing company, Author Reputation Press. And I will say, if you haven't figured it out already, Vig was brought to our network by ARP. So if you have a book that you'd like moved, do yourself a favor and contact our great friends over there at Author Reputation Press. And you can find out more information on them at authorreputationpress.com. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Vig, first and foremost, welcome to People of Distinction, and thank you so much for being a guest. How are you?
Yeah, thank you. I'm okay.
Wonderful. Well, listen, it is truly a pleasure and definitely an honor to have you as a guest here on the network, and we're really looking forward to all of the words of wisdom that we're going to be able to receive from you. Now, but Vig, I know we have so much information to cover. But before we go into the book, let's hold off slightly. Start, please, by telling our listening audience a little bit more about yourself and your background.
I was born in East Africa, lived there about 10 years. Then I went to India, lived 7 years. And then I went to England and lived 20 years. And there I met my master, Maharaj Darshan Das. His name was Darshan Das, but he's called Maharaj Darshan Das, spiritual master. And from 85 to 87. And I just didn't jump into this spiritual master's teachings or something, but we've been testing him all the way along. And in 87, he told me in a congregation that you'll be writing book one day. And I said, I don't have any sense of writing book. I do not know. I'm not an author. So no, that time will come. And then in 2000, I wrote a book, and he came in France, and I just put a pen and paper and then start writing the book. And after writing the whole book, I did not know what I was writing. And I'm reading my book 9, 10 times to understand. I had a little bit of knowledge, but 10 times to understand what he has seen, and it looked very good to me. And it's one of the unparalleled spiritual experiences anybody can ever have. And it has it describes about the food, what type of food we should eat, and why we should eat that food, and how is it karmically connected, how your own deeds are karmically connected, why God came to earth, and why doesn't he live forever. And it's like if President Clinton or Donald Trump he said, "Oh, I'm America, I'm the leader," but God never says that. He has an organization and he goes through it, and so it was amazing, And but one thing was, the spiritual master never said he was God, but I had never seen any God. But I don't know who God is, but I believe him because we have experienced a lot of stuff from him. And the starting quotation was, I in me am nothing. He in he is everything. He wills things work. He doesn't, nothing works. Effort is yours. And now a lot of things are written in that book, and I'm just, it's too much to say, but the last paragraph was, if a person is going to get anointed by Pope, and he has at 11:05 he's going to catch a plane to Rome. So this person goes walking and about 5 or 10 minutes before the reaching the Pope, there are 3 hungry beggars, and he says, and he doesn't have a purse. Should he go to get anointed by the Pope, or he should go home and get money and feed the beggars? Most of the people would forget the beggars and go to the Pope, but the real answer is that he should go home and forget the anointment. Just this is sort of a karma thing. And there are a lot of other stuff, in the book. I can go on and on.
There's always more to be discussed, right? And the balance with these interviews is finding the right amount of information to give out to perk the interest, but not giving out too much information. So, Vig, thank you very much. I'm going to jump in here. So what a wonderful origin story. What a wonderful description that you've given. Vig.
I mean, if I have a lot of time, I can go a lot of information. I can go for about hours,
Absolutely. Well, Vig, I'm really curious about your title, Moonlighting to Spirituality. Talk to our listening audience. Why did you choose that particular title to be the representation to your book, and really what the connection is between that title and the narrative discussed?
Like I talked to you about the quotation and the title, all this actually came to my mind. For example, there's one more thing I'm going to tell you. I'm in Boston. I was about 2 days ago. I came in Sharon Street, and I had to catch an Uber, and my network was not working. For half an hour, I'm going up and down. I said, there's not even a bird chirping. And I said, oh my goodness, where I'm going to not want to sleep on the bench, And I just prayed to my master. And suddenly, you know what the information came? Is that call the police. They'll help you. And I called 911 and they helped me, and I came to my motel. So, I have done that so many times, and really he has helped me quite a bit, Even if he's gone, but I got the help right away. Moonlighting the spirituality, they just came to my mind, and I didn't think about the title, but it just come to my mind, and I just wrote it down. I did not know why I chose Moonlighting to Spirituality. I have no idea.
Well, it's a great title, and we're glad you did choose it. Okay, fantastic title. Guys, again, here on the line with Satwinder Vig, we're discussing his wonderful book, Moonlighting to Spirituality, available for purchase through Amazon as well as BarnesandNoble.com, and also authorreputationpress.com. Now, Vig, next question that I'd love to go into, and I really want to focus a little more on inspiration. Now, you've talked to us and you've relayed to us that these words were not your words, right? It was a message given to you by your master. Now, in terms of putting the book out for the public, what was the purpose and what was the inspiration? I'm assuming that was based upon your master's influence. Not only did he tell you this narrative, but also told you to put the book out for the public as well. What was the purpose?
The purpose for the book is to obey the commands of the principles of God, to go to spiritual kingdoms. And one thing which I haven't written in my book is, this is, I'm going to write in another book, but I'm going to tell you right offhand. There is primary and secondary cause. Primary cause is spirituality. Secondary cause is yoga, Kundalini yoga. You have to burn your chakras to achieve. It's just like if you're cooking the food, and if you put some vegetables or anything on the pan, but there's no heat, it's no good. So that is primary cause, and the heat is the secondary cause. They both combine to form the result. So spirituality is the primary cause. Without the secondary, you are not going to achieve anything. They're both on one side. So this book, this I haven't explained, but this book in karmically informed, if you follow the principles, you are really going towards positivity. And it describes about positivity and negativity. It is actually telling people how to go to positive into the heavenly kingdoms.
I have to ask, I know it's discussed in the book, but my listening audience is going to get very upset with me if I don't hurry up and ask this next question. Now,
Okay.
your book is all about spirituality. It's about overcoming bad karmas. I'd love to steal any words of wisdom, any tips that you can offer our listening audience, anybody that's out there listening in. Of course, we don't want to go into all of the information. You don't want to give out all the tips. You guys know what you have to do. AuthorReputationPress.com, Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com. Those are the places you have to go if you want to gather everything. But since we have you here on the line, any tips you can offer our listening audience that they may be able to steal and implement into their lives right now?
The thing is that I mentioned in the book about third body, which is karmic body. It's like a tape, going on. In olden days, they used to have the tapes even in the movie theaters. Nowadays it is more advanced, but and then there's characters on all the tapes. And so it is bad and good karmas, we have it. Now, sometimes what happens is that a person comes and abuses this, and then you have to absorb these bad and good karmas by doing good stuff. But there's only one thing where, without any effort, you can absorb your bad karmas. Is if somebody is telling you 4-letter words and abusing you all the time, right? And you just accept it, and you don't do anything to them. And so what happens is that the negative karmas from you are going to go into that person. It is a very hard thing, it's some people call it impossible thing, that if somebody is abusing somebody 4-letter words, that other person is also getting warm up and telling him back. But and then another thing is that if you do something good to somebody without any selfish motive, and it makes you feel very happy inside later. And that is absorbing to the good karmas, And of course, I mentioned about it might upset some of the people who are non-vegetarians, but I'm going to tell you the truth that you're taking the karmas of those things upon yourself. And try to create love between the other people, even if you have to go you have to really squeeze yourself, but do that, and you are actually finishing your bad karmas, and positivity, negative karmas and positivity is increasing in your soul. And this life is only very short, and you have to do as much, get positive karmas into yourself as much as possible.
What would you say was a highlight for you in writing this book? Or if not a highlight, maybe something that surprised you that you weren't expecting prior to embarking upon the journey?
Why God comes to this earth, I had no idea, and he has to go away. I had no idea about that whatsoever. And it just came in. And of course, the 5 bodies of that, I had the knowledge of it. I used to be with a spiritual group called Akankar. I don't know if you heard about it or not. It's an American spiritual group.
I have not. Me personally, I have not. No.
Akankar, and I learned astral projection on that. It's a science of soul travel, And I used to do that before, but once I met this master, I stopped doing it, and I just gave everything to my master. When I said, if you want to do for me, you can do it, but I'm just going to rely upon what you say.
We know, and as we discussed in the pre-screening call, spirituality books are something that have really shot to the forefront of society nowadays in terms of the realm of awareness that has been had. And we know that there are so many spiritual books out there that have been written. Yeah. Now, in your opinion, Vig, what separates your book from other spiritual books in its category?
The spiritual book, the other ones are very good as well, I mean, I will, but the thing is, my spiritual book and the other is that my master, I actually have considered him to be a messiah, because he used to, whatever I used to think, I used to tell him, I'm thinking when he's alive. When I'm thinking something in my mind, will it happen? And he was to spell out what is in my mind at that time. So, that's why I could consider him of the and it is actually coming from the spiritual medium. Lot of spiritual books are written with their own experiences, how they come, but general experience. But mine is just come to the spiritual medium, which I had not much knowledge of. Is written in there, and in actual fact, I would be very honest that in reality, this is the words of my master. The book is actually created by my master. It's not mine really. I don't have the sense to write that book, and I'm reading my book. I read my book 2 days ago, and I'm getting surprised about my own book.
There you have it. Guys, you know what I love so much about all of this? Is we're at the end of the interview now. We've covered so much information, yet we've barely scratched the surface. There is still so much left to be discovered, and that's why the onus is on you. There's no getting around it. AuthorReputationPress.com, BarnesandNoble.com, Amazon.com are the places you have to go. Moonlighting to Spirituality is the title you have to pick up, and Satwinder Vig is the author you have to thank for bringing it to your table. We know just from, again, because of the popularity with spiritualism, we know the beneficial properties that they present. But how often do we take advantage and actually go into it specifically? And this book is the perfect education to help you achieve that, to help you truly open up that third eye and get to that spiritual side of yourself that you've been yearning for. Vig, thank you.
One thing I forgot is that quite 20%, about 20% of 2 times 20% will go in charity, the money.
Oh, wow. There it is. Now you're supporting a great cause at the same time.
Yeah.
Vig, this has been a wonderful, wonderful pleasure. Thank you for being a guest with us today on People of Distinction.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you.